Hey Gamers Den, how you guys doing? I'm doing alright. Alright, I said I've been bringing you, or I was going to bring you a new game, or at least some gaming news and other things of that nature, and I thought it best that I did. Um, Oddly enough, I was looking at all my regular channels that I usually look for. They don't have anything, folks. Oddly enough, BBC actually has a gaming channel, or a gaming part of their news broadcasting, so I decided to bring you this. Sorry, one second. Not even sure why it's not working. Alright, so this is the hype, folks. Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain might just be the last Metal Gear Solid. The company's been responsible for the Metal Gear Solid games and headed by creator Hideo Kojima. They've been working on Phantom Pain. Reports could be the last ever mission for gamers' most iconic soldier. Metal Gear Solid game was released in 1987 and has been a regular fixture of consoles ever since. Let me go back a second and talk. I remember playing this game. Probably my first actual Metal Gear Solid was probably on PlayStation. I don't remember if it was PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, but I remember getting a game from Blockbuster that I had actually bought, and so that would have to be probably middle 90s, early 2000s, where you could actually buy a used video game from Blockbuster. Now, maybe it was before, I don't really remember. But the main hype is that this was a Metal Gear Solid game that I had bought, and I was playing as Snake, obviously. I don't remember which game it was, and I remember playing. I remember this one, and this was about the time the same engine was being developed for the Resident Evil games, where you'd have to unlock something and then walk down 3 halls, do something, and then walk out before a door slams or something like that. And I remember there's this one hallway where you had to hop over some boxes. You couldn't do that. None of the buttons did it. None of this, none of that. So you had to crawl up, jump over something, pick yourself up onto a ledge, and drop down into that room. This is what I remember. And it was something like that, at least. But you were on a ship. So actor Akio Asuka, the Japanese voicing actor for Solid Snake, said basically he was getting ready to, let's see here. Message which has been retweeted 10,000 times says even if this is the end of the franchise, Metal Gear Solid is immortal. So, folks, this is an iconic game that spawned so many characters. I mean, this would be incredibly stupid to botch this franchise completely. It'll come up again in another 2 console generations, I guarantee you. But I'm looking here, and I think of this, and I think of all the characters that this spawned and that this game helped build. I mean, any game you think of is a next gen from the Metal Gear Solid franchise. I mean, come on, the franchise goes back to 87, folks. I don't have to be a complete smarty pants to know that if your franchise is that old, there were probably hundreds of copies of characters and various moves and everything else, and gaming engines, rather, codes that were used to develop other games similar to Metal Gear Solid. You know, I mean, I'm even thinking of Call of Duty and various things like that. I mean, this is where it started, folks, among other franchises. I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was never this involved. You could never, best of my knowledge, you could never really be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, take your Sai, and throw it down on one of Shredder's ninjas, pin him to the wall, sneak over a wall, and go do something. They've never made those games that good. They need to. They need to make a first-person Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. They really do. But unfortunately, they haven't. So, this may be the end of Metal Gear Solid, folks. So, to you guys,